Well, hey, welcome everybody. It's Talk with Butch Tuesday. Today, I have the privilege of speaking with one of my heroes and mentors, Mr. Jerry Rochon. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Butch.
Thanks
Morning.
for joining me today.
You bet.
Let's start off. Just tell people who you are and what you do.
Sure. I'm Jerry Rochon. I'm a independent insurance broker, and I insure people. So I help people with health insurance, both under age 65 and small companies, as well as Medicare. And I also help people with life insurance, disability insurance, dental insurance, pretty much anything that you want to insure on your body. That's what I do. Been doing it for 35 years and
Quite a
been
long career.
quite a long career, and been in Phoenix since 1986, and originally from the city of Champions, Boston.
Couldn't tell that from the slight accent that you speak with,
I,
which
I
which lets you off the hook for being a Patriots fan, but not for being a Brady fan. Sorry.
well, you know, he's I think everybody back there. My son is only 24 years old, and he's had in the past, since he's a little kid, I think they've had 10, 10 championships or 12 championships between their teams.
And
So
what's that? I can't imagine what that's like. Coming from the city of losers, Philadelphia.
yeah,
That's only ever had what, two or
beat the
three.
Patriots.
Actually, Philadelphia's had a few championships over the years. I grew up with the Flyers when they were a dominating championship team,
Ah, they
Stanley Cup.
killed me.
We beat
They
the yeah,
took they took down my idol, Bobby Orr, number
took
4.
the Bruins of 70 to 74, 75.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bernie Perrant. You
yeah.
remember? I love
Bernie
that.
Perrant. Look, being named Bernard, growing up with the name Bernard that I never liked, and I actually legally have changed a couple of years ago. All my teachers called me Bernie, and I hated it until Bernie Perrant made it cool to be Bernie in Philadelphia. So
Well, Philly fans are very close to being like Boston fans. I mean, they let and they definitely let people know if they think that somebody in a sport is dogging it or not
yeah,
hustling or not working hard, and they'll let you know about it.
nothing like East Coast sports, but we're here to talk business today. We can talk
That's
sports
right.
ever. So one of the questions I always ask, and in the core of my coaching, is always people that are successful usually are operating from a vision, operating from a willingness or a need to make a difference. So Jerry, why do you do what you do? You've been doing health insurance for 30 some years. Why do you do that?
That's a great question. So when I first got involved in the insurance business back in Massachusetts, I started my career with a disability insurance company, Paul Revere, and I was in they start you off in the disability claims side of it. So I actually saw, real live versus life insurance. Somebody that's disabled is still there, obviously. So I saw them go through some very serious issues where they lost income, and then also on the seeing what happened with the health insurance side of it. So the company put me through a training process, and then a sales training process, and they had opened an office in Arizona, and I moved out here, and I pretty much, my business back then was with calling on doctors, attorneys, self-employed people, where Paul Revere would replace their income if they got sick or hurt. And then after a few years, they had asked me, "Hey, do you do health insurance?" So looked at my license. Yes, I do. And then so I had to figure it out how to do that, and then that's kind of how I got involved in it. And
Right. So that answers how you got into it, but why? Why have you stayed in this industry for 30 some years?
so because of, I guess, the disability side of it, of seeing the need for that and seeing so many people who had become disabled, and then some of them getting the runaround with insurance companies and health insurance. So I always I always thought and I still do, that I matter, like I'm an important piece of the puzzle for people, because I've seen people who don't have insurance, and the devastation of it. And then I've also seen where, I made a recommendation to an employer to, to do something, and they did it, and then, somebody got sick or whatever, and then, it worked, so like I still think that I'm a big piece of the puzzle, for not only for employers, to help them attract, recruit, and retain, employees, but then also individuals, where, they come to me to navigate a very complex, you know, uh, expensive,
Yeah.
venture. So
I almost see you with a big cape and a big logo on it. The Protector, Jerry Rochon, the Protector. It's that need you have to take care of people and protect them from those risks, and you're very good at that. I mean, I've known you for quite a while, and you're really good at that, and you take care of people, and that's important.
thank you. I
Even the way
appreciate that.
even the way you share with me, Medicare season is your busiest time of year. It's that for you, it's not about how many people can I talk to. It's how many people can I help and protect and take care of, because there's a lot of other bad options out there, or bad people trying to take their money, and you're trying to protect them, and it makes a difference. And that's, I think that's what's led to your success over the 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have multi-generational families, where I took care of the doctor, 35 years ago, and now I'm taking care of his grandchildren,
Yeah.
or vice versa. I took care of, and then now I'm taking care of their mother. And
That says a lot. That says a lot about who you are.
I mean, one of the things, my why too, Butch, is I love when I get to do something with a person, and then their response is, I didn't know we could do that, or I didn't know that was there, and that's always there's so much misinformation out there, and unfortunately, in the insurance business, we will see a lot of times, like the media will see only the thing that didn't happen, but we don't really see sometimes the things that happened,
Yeah.
so
Gotcha.
yeah. Yep.
Um, Give me one of those success stories. Give me one of those things that, because you set them up with the right plan, it protected them and saved them their lives or
Yeah.
money.
So I have one that's a small business owner, and he was insured with a company that was the only one where you could actually go to the Mayo Clinic and the Mayo Hospital as a provider. So when I was doing his renewal for him, he, like most business owners who have to sign the checks for their employees and their health insurance, he had a good amount of you know sticker shock, I guess, because of the renewal and whatnot. But I talked him into. I said, this is the best plan for you guys and your employees, and so then 3 months later, his 24-year-old or 23-year-old daughter at the time had just graduated from ASU, perfect health, cheerleader, blah 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 blah. She comes walking in their bedroom one night with her laptop open, and she says, I think I have leukemia. And they're like waking up, like, yeah, go back to sleep, And so, make a short story long, she goes and has a blood test done, and she does have leukemia.
Wow.
So the type of leukemia that she had was, first of all, like 1 out of 1,000 women get it, and then 1 out of 10,000 people less under age 40 get it. So she was able to go to the Mayo Clinic. The doctor there, the oncologist, and everybody, the staff said, um, hey, we don't know much about this. You're one of our first cases. And, so that was 8 years ago. She's been in remission for, I think, 5 or 6 years. And they're still insured with the same insurance company. And obviously, I'm still their their broker. I don't want to say I was part of that,
You
but
got
I've
them set
seen,
up. You
you
set
know,
them
and
up for
that was,
success. Yeah.
it does. And it, I mean, I still get a little emotional about it. And I, I, I get emotional when I speak to my clients about it, because all I'm doing is insurance is just, you know, risk, you know, you're just doing risk management for an event that could happen in the future.
Right.
And, people always ask me, what's the best life insurance to get? And I always say, the one that's in force when you die. I mean, that's, so, health insurance, what's the best health insurance? The one that pays. I mean, I kind of stick with a certain set number of companies, because I've seen them, over the years, in and out of just, being there for people. So,
That's important. Oh, great. Thank you. Jerry, you've been doing this for a long time.
yep.
And you've been self-employed, an entrepreneur forever. If you could go back in time and give your young self some advice, when would you go and what would you tell yourself?
I I think I would go back, and I I would probably, for because I for a period of time I also had worked for some of the big national brokers, and if I could have done it differently, I probably would have taken that experience and then maybe cut that in half and then gone out on my own. Because even when I was working for them, I always looked at it like I owned my own business, and these clients were my clients, not the one with the big name on the wall. And I always have done what's the best thing for them, and probably not for me. You gave me some good advice, Butch, about I was kind of in a situation where, you know I was getting, I don't know if I was burnt out of my business or the industry per se. And then, we got together and we did some work, and you told me to get involved with maybe some younger people in the industry, to give you a different point of view, a new pair of glasses. So I was able to do that, and that kind of revived me. And then I was also able to tune into technology. I mean, the amount of technology that's there. I mean, I just did, I think it was 202 applications during the Medicare season.
That's because you
And
tuned into the young people and had to beat them.
I did beat one. You're funny. That's true. And he doesn't call me the old man anymore. I, but out of those applications, there was only one that was a paper application. Everything else was done on an e-app basis, and
and,
it just makes life so
and
much
given
easier.
that most of those Medicare clients are, all of them are over 65 plus, technology is not easy for them. So you were able to
Correct.
make it work for all of them. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's this year obviously has been, a challenging one for sure, but at the same time, I had I had my best year that I've ever had, and last year was the best year that I ever had. So it's
Great.
my business is just keeps growing. So I'm loving that.
That's awesome. All right. So I always like to end with some personal item. So you attack your business the way I imagine you attack players on the ice when you played hockey. Tell me about your best or worst hockey injury in your years of playing hockey. If you
So
so I just have to say, if you're watching this and you don't know Jerry, you won't find Jerry online quite at all. Jerry's not an online person. He doesn't have a Facebook or social media profile. His business is there, but he's not. But if you look for pictures of Jerry Rochon, you only find pictures of Jerry playing hockey, 20, 30 years ago. So tell me your best injury story.
okay, so I played. I think it was 110 consecutive college hockey games in a 4-year period. I never missed a game. So and I played a lot. I could rough it up, but I was also a pretty good scorer too. But so in hockey, it's not an easy, gentle game. You have to play through some things. So, I got one time I got hit in a practice under the jaw with a hockey puck, and it cracked my jaw and two of my teeth, and I have gold teeth back there now. But that really, I was able to manage that one. But here's what happens with hockey trainers in college. So my finger got stuck between the boards. I got checked in my hockey stick, so it split my fingernail all the way, almost in half, and I had one of those big blood blisters. So the dummy trainer, in between the periods, takes a needle and lights it up and then sticks that through my fingernail. It still hurts me now, even thinking about it. And then he put some spray on it and they taped it up. So then, I mean, the pain on that was just
Um,
unbearable. That's why they tortured people in World War II with the bamboo shoots. So to make it worse, on the bus ride home, because I think I was probably a sophomore, and I don't know, one of the seniors or something said, you need to put your finger in like a thing of ice water because that will help with the swelling. Well, I fell asleep, but as everybody knows that went to college, that's an old fraternity trick. If you put somebody's finger in there, they'll wet their pants, and that's what happened to me. So I had the embarrassment of that, plus just
that's the
the
yeah,
pain,
that's
the
awesome.
pain, the pain of that. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
so
All right. Well, thanks for
yeah,
sharing that. That's great.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know that story.
yeah.
Anything else you want to share before we finish up?
Um, I'll just give you a plug, Butch. Butch is not only one of my best friends, but he is also a great mentor and a great business person. So you know, I've got to use him for some of his services, for free. But he helped me with some strategy last year that worked for my business, and I was open to it. So I can just tell you out there, a segue into open door, that if you are open to looking at growing your business, at doing things a different way, or if you're just stuck, Butch is the man.
Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that. So a couple of years ago, I asked Jerry because he's an excellent businessman that if he would help mentor me as I built my business, and we've been meeting pretty much every other week for the last 2 or 3 years or so now, and
Yeah,
I've learned a tremendous amount from him, and it's been great to be able to share back. So thanks for that, Jerry. I appreciate it.
you betcha.
So
All
thank you all
right.
for watching today. I appreciate it. If you're in the market or need to make sure you're covered for health or medical or life insurance, you need to protect yourself and your family, give Jerry Rochon a call. And if you're looking to grow and manage your business and looking for new perspectives, for new opportunities for performance, Butch Lieber, Draw Door Business Coaching, helping you remove the barriers to new opportunities. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on Talk with Butch Tuesday.
See ya.